Okay, so who's ready for Friday's recreation? I'm excited. I'm trying to do things that most of you might have, and I feel like most of us have a navy eyeshadow. I'm actually going to use this palette again. I like this palette. I also like these colors. I feel like everybody has those, and then everybody will just have a navy eyeshadow, and if not, I'm pretty sure that these are easy to find. So you guys could go grab it. Also, I already have mascara on because I filmed a little reaction video review to the new CoverGirl. This is the clean formula, so that'll be on TikTok later. Okay, so we need some eye primer, a little bit of that. This one you guys know I use all the time, the Gerard Clean Canvas. And we'll just take this. I'm using my Anissa eye treatment brush. It just really smooths it on, and you have a lot of control. So I'm just going to tap that up to the brow bone. Oh, and if you're new, every Friday I create a look, and you guys have till 7 p.m. tomorrow evening, Central Time, to recreate that look, and you will get reposted on my page. I repost about 9 people on my page, so it's a lot of fun. I love seeing your recreations. So I'm going to grab this Scott Barnes 63, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick up this shade. And we'll just start to press that in here. I'm going to open my eye, and that's where I'm going to start to shade out this way. If I was to keep my eyes shut the entire time, I wouldn't know exactly where I'm shading or what I'm shading to add lift. So once you relax your eye, keep it open, and then just kind of start tapping back and forth. And you can already see that lift that added. And then with whatever's left on the brush, I'm kind of just going to tilt my head back, and what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to shade right here, but I can't really reach it that way, so let's just tilt our head back just a little bit and just kind of press that over this way. Notice how I'm even holding the brush. I'm holding it very far back, and that actually gives us more control. A lot of times we feel that when we hold them like pencils, we're going to have more control, but we're not. The farther back you hold it, you're going to have more control, and you're just going to be able to kind of press it exactly where you want it and even twirl back and forth like I'm doing. So now we're going to take this shade, and I just lightly wiped my brush off just a little bit, but I'm going to take this on the side, and we're going to press this on the highest point of our brow bone, and then we'll press it over this way and over this way. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of warmth in my crease, and I also want you to notice where I'm grabbing this on the brush. We're going to grab the eyeshadow here on the front tip of this brush, so we're going to just pop it right there, and you can see the eyeshadow. And from here, I'm just going to kind of press it through here. And then we can just start to feather. Now we can kind of feather things over this way because it's all set. Aside from our lid, which we still have to work on, it's all going to be set. So if you want to pull it just a little bit, you can now, because that eyeshadow base is no longer tacky. Okay, so I know a cut crease, it's a little complicated. So all we're going to do today is remember our eyeshadow brush that we had, our eyeshadow primer. Just kind of whatever's left on here, we're just cleaning this up. We are going to create a larger lid space, but that doesn't mean that we need to come in here and be very precise. So what we're just doing is just kind of tapping that, and you could even blend it into our crease color, but we're definitely creating a little bit cleaner and larger lid space. We definitely want to clean out through here. That way our beautiful navy liner can be seen. So just kind of tap. And then I'll kind of take it, I'm going to turn the brush around, and then it'll fit in here a little bit better. There we go, that's good enough. Now let's, same brush, I just barely wiped it off. Let's go into this shade, and we'll just press this through here. And you can even press it and diffuse that line if you don't want it too harsh. Perfect. Now it's not a perfect cut crease. And then with whatever's left, I still kind of take that all across here just to continue to melt all of these colors together. So I don't want you to be afraid to really push this cream color into the crease. That dark color is always going to stand out, but I really want it to be diffused. And I also don't want this to feel like a cut crease. I know cut creases are very intimidating, but this does not require that precision. Okay, this is going to be the only time I wet my brush. You guys notice I never wet my brushes. But I need to create a liner. And while I could scrape it out and use Inglot, not everybody has a mixing medium. So if you want to create a liner, just go ahead and spray your brush. This is water, just water. I have a spray bottle of water. Sometimes I got to get myself in line. And so it's not too damp, I'll just kind of run it through. I just washed Sheila, so I have to have a paper towel today. She's wet. She's out of commission for today. Then we'll just go into this pretty blue shadow. Just kind of load up your brush, and I'm only loading up one side of the brush as well. Okay, so now we're just going to take it and I'm just going to press it really close to my lash line at first. Wow, that's really pretty. And then we'll just kind of bring it out. Now how big you make this is completely up to you. You guys know that I'm normally all about mega wings. Okay, but how pretty is this color? I haven't even had to dip back in. So we'll just bring it over that way. This is so pretty. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna leave it defined. We'll come back and clean that up. I'm gonna do this side, but that is pretty. Okay, this part does not have to be part of it. Just stick with a navy liner. I've gotten wild, okay? And for the front part of my eye, I'm gonna grab this Lorac. This was their eye gloss trios. They were from last year. And I just wanted to put this towards the front, just for like a two-tone. If you guys want to do a two-tone, you can, but just sticking with navy liner, if you want to do that, please do that. I'm out of control. Okay, so I'm going to use this as my primer. This is the Chantecaille Anti-Pollution Mattifying Cream. Well, I need that. So I'm just going to pop it here on my Anissa All Over Care brush. Just a little bit. That should do it. And I'm going to focus most of this to the center of my face. And I'm just kind of going to take it out on the outer perimeter, but where I'm not going to put it is right through here. Ooh, it feels so nice. All right, let's let it dry down and we'll come back and see how matte we look. Okay, I feel perfectly matte, but I don't feel like the moisture's been sucked out of my face. This feels, you guys have got to try this. Oh my goodness, let's put makeup on top of it. I'm gonna grab my little, this is a little sample they sent me, but this is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Radiant Lifting Foundation. This one is my favorite. I don't want to put on too much foundation today, so that's all we're gonna do. I'll just kind of rub it in like this and then just kind of place it where I want it. As you can see, a little bit of it goes a very long way. It is just so smoothing. And it just melts into the skin, and then the coverage is just fantastic. It's my favorite foundation at the moment. It's just every time I put it on, it impresses me more. I'm gonna grab my Anissa Pinnacle Foundation brush, minus the Jean Bean here, Jean Bean, and we're just gonna start to press this in. Always pressing, never swiping. Look how pretty. I love this foundation. And it's going over that matte cream very well. I might have a new favorite combination here. Alright, I already did my concealer underneath my eyes. I was filming another TikTok because I am a TikTok mad woman. And I'm loving this. This is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. Love it. I'm loving it. And then I'm going to press this in with my Anissa Angle Concealer brush. Concealer blending. It's so relaxing. Well, this looks pretty spicy. We have us a new setting powder. I do need to take this out, but I haven't gotten there yet. I keep struggling. Oh god, I'm gonna struggle right here with y'all. We're struggle bussing. These are so hard to get off, and then it kind of came off. Okay, well that was not as much drama as I assumed it was gonna be. Alright, so this is the new Beauty Blender Bounce Soft Focus Gemstone Setting Powder in the shade Buff. Don't know why I'm yelling, but we're yelling today. This is also from Beauty Blender, and I used this yesterday, and I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. So as always, I just kind of even it out on my blender, and then we're going to go ahead and press this underneath our eye. I definitely like it underneath my eye. I feel that it's going to be a little too radiant for the center of my face, but a little extra radiance under your eye, we like that. I'm going to grab another matte setting powder for through here and the rest of my face though. And for the rest of my face, I will grab my Makeup Forever. This is the Matte Velvet Skin powder foundation, and I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest. Oh, what airbrushing. Did y'all see that? I know you saw that because I saw that. And I really do enjoy this puff. It has a gel center, so it kind of gives you extra precision. But also, how good is this powder? This powder is why we can have nice things. Okay, that looks almost good. Let me go through here, and we're trucking. Let's do some butter bronzer today. So this is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm using the shade Sunset Bronzer. Just double checking, yes. I'm gonna press this in. A little bit of warmth. Definitely wanted warmth today instead of contour. Oh, I meant to tell y'all, it was almost 90 degrees here today. That's some pretty spiciness out there. Normally it's probably almost 80, but it reached 90 today. And when I tell you, I am not upset. Bring on the heat. So I wanted to give you guys a tip. I have a lot of new supporters recently. So what I'll do is I just kind of throw my bronzer on, and I always have kind of an idea where I want it, but sometimes it might get out of control, and pressing it back in with your foundation brush, it's going to kind of bring it back to where it's supposed to be, and it's also going to melt it into your foundation. That way we don't have a bronzer helmet and no harsh lines. This is just probably the greatest thing that I ever learned. Alright guys, I'm going to finish this in just a second, but Benny and I are going to run to Starbucks. We'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The line was 3 countings over. Yeah, we had to sit in that. But it's fun because Ben has to go edit and go to the studio, so we kind of like spend a little bit of time together. So I like when the line's long. Alright, so I wanted a really bright blush. This looks so scary, right? That's all we need of it. In fact, if you're a little intimidated, kind of just even it out on the back of your hand, and I'm going to apply it through here. This one's from KVD, and it's the shade Poppy. It's just a really nice warm blush, and while it looks really intense here, we can just kind of fade it down to a peach. Ooh, I like it. I'm going to do a nude waterline. You guys can leave it bare. This is just going to kind of amp up my natural waterline just a little bit. That's the spice. We're going to grab our palette again, and I think we should just go ahead and use the blue shade underneath here. I just think it's going to be so pretty. I'm using the 228, and if you notice, even I was holding this a little too tight and a little too far up, and I just corrected it. Just gonna pull that back and forth underneath there. So then I'm gonna grab this. This is one of the NYX Shine Loud, and this is the shade Gold Crusher. I think this will be really cool because it's gonna tie all these peachy tones together. See how it kind of pulls from here? It pulls that transition. Peach and blue are always so pretty together. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab this palette again, and I'm gonna grab this kind of beigey shade and just really pack that on, and we're gonna let that be our inner corner. We're gonna do a matte inner corner today, but look how pretty that is. I'm gonna pop the little glossy side on here. I let it dry first. That's fun. We like that. You guys are already going nuts in my DMs over the blue liner. I'm really trying to think of things that we already have. We have neutral eyeshadow. We have navy eyeshadow. So I hope you guys recreate this. I cannot wait to see it. Start tagging me. You have till 7 p.m. tomorrow evening. And then I usually post around 8 or 9 p.m. So start tagging me. I can't wait to see your recreations.